OKFM 101.7.
Yankwa Yura George Opare Addo was national youth organizer at the ma NDC Amanyiko. We mranimuni we former DC na yene ntwe nkomo. Obo na mrane se Pablo. Uncle Pablo me watching.
Kwame yene a na to say.
Boko na wo so
Na me dey ateme.
Ami. Na ko say yin e biton kan che.
Yene mamo the measure say enkwa pro.
Now, what are some of the observations? What ye betche if this limited registration exercise you?
The kind member security service for no abaso. Okwan o mafaso they come any other aba most of the registration centers. As at the initial onset, there were a lot of challenges now associated with the exercise. And because of the nature, Mensa conducted registration, tension about most of the registration centers. The Bible Kaya, Obagana Yabako Sema, and Mensa, and in an election year for the first time in our history, we decided that what better true in the Abra Electoral Commission office, Abra Nabe True. For instance, Otayawa so West Google. Now, Oti, the bit to say via Joe Electoral Commission office, no. Our head office now arrange. Joe Faka no arrange and no control. Clearly, no, the constitution the catchword is the electoral commission in taking steps to make sure that every Ghanaian eligible to register. No, then yeah, the decision now Supreme Court the Bayana, etc. The men are able to because if I'm going to incur cost, now I'm a quack register. Let me teach you. I'm a Faka first day. Me buy electoral commission. Me buy a long queue. Me buy a computer in Ejuma. Now my south side, me china me coffee bi. Me in and out in this Ekufado economy, I be after I pass in and out, not less than 20 Ghana cities. I am incurring costs because of that cost. I'm incurring. No. If I be a chilling in Jessica, I have been disenfranchised from registering and also to exercise my constitutional right as an eligible voter. In time past, I need to say the limited registration exercise. Electoral Commission echo into the communities, and that's what the law actually says. So the centers in the bank for no matter what you so the Electoral Commission actually gets into the community. Now, we police now the major part control electoral areas. We're moving from one. If you did 2 days or normal, and then try 3 days or normal. In doing so, 30 days. By the time the 30 days is exhausted, now we're visiting almost every polling station. Yeah, it also makes it easy for people to identify their polling stations. So if you have where the 18 on 12 other, every code maybe at the polling station. It is during the registration exercise and the exhibition processes. And now we go to polling station on the election day proper. And how they say me about 12. But then the gentlemen are saying the said and I got a penny for you now. Obia can know too. But you see, the danger of this process for us is that on election day, if we are not careful, there will be a lot of chaos at our electoral area. Now, say limited registration exercise, or on this same basis, in the assembly elections, there were a lot of people whose names did not find place in the register. Obi on the thrown it. Oba could do police station on this sort of you know why? The dear copy another police station. It's on say ABR, I was where to go. Or throw it in or Chamelinki. Is it the member of the link? Everybody else where to go on all right too. But I copy University of Ghana. You could do a link when we did. You can imagine the confusion now if it's your normal. Because we saw it in the limited in the district assembly election. And before and before at the polling stations are. And then how electoral officers were manhandled by ordinary citizens because of their anger. So about the trouble is in the anymore. But it is in Mensa and the Electoral Commission who is causing all this. And everybody in this country is quiet. Or conformity or my danger, what I foresee, and the danger I foresee is that on 7th December, if star issues equal so, and I'm missing names in the last elections, Sunyane West, for instance, people more than 500, nobody any register. People who even voted in the 2020 election. Because of that, process is here, almost go through it. And once again, I blame our Supreme Court. When in the HCR, any Jane Mensa Bejina Dakemu, say, oh, you need someone. Now, you're in the back court, say, why we're changing all 5 different times. Yeah, took to the name, say, quite bad soon about the results tonight. Supreme Court is a lady, only has 10 years or answer. Now, say, yes, that's it. That the figures back, and these are challenging. I know what's happening on the election day. I had the results ever. Now you have a challenge. Now you have a year film. Yes, you can see in court. Jane Mensa.
I'm on court to be a house. BBS says I'm on court.
Environment for chaos.
Now, Uncle Pablo. BB says I'm on court. Set court now.
The last time I called Supreme Court, no, I can't say, but I made the results 5 now. The basis of our case, the Supreme Court decided that they will not look at the basis of our case. Rather, no, results are almost besides the results equality or away, you know. That is what became the basis of the case. Meanwhile, we're not the custodians of the pink sheet. The original custodians of the pink sheet is the Electoral Commission. Electoral Commission now will declare results on the 10th, on the 9th of December, on the 10th, or on the 15th of now over Supreme Court, or signing different results. The Supreme Court says the only assembly has no answer. If you have these decisions coming out, why would you want to go back to the court again? We will make sure we resolve all disputes at the polling station. There's already a trouble, and we can imagine what will happen if the right things are not done. And I'm cast of Kofubonia or Tikumosi about Timubi. So, and mind you, when there is any disturbances in this country, Kwame, you will not be spared. I will not be spared. The judges at the Supreme Court will not be spared. The police officers will not be spared. The IAEA can say, let's do things right. In this limited registration, to press a year on 4 different occasions, they met the different results and Atuga. Statistics,
oh, I didn't hear. I'm going to compilation. The results were there, all right. But I'm not inside all the way back. I know the way Akomawi, no, the way Akomawi, and that's discrepancies in the
So on that day, Nipada and the Besai compilation, on that day of 7th December, Nipada and the Besai compilation, but as a commission, if you've not verified and double checked, why do you put our figures on your website? Hey, excuse, yeah, it is gross incompetence, and this can lead to chaos. Because we saw it happen on the 9th of December 2020. We saw it again on the 10th of December 2020. We saw changing of results again on the 15th after the election from 92. I know joining my Parliament Electoral Commission. What did I say as a result? After what did I say about the declared results? Yes, as a sunny beam. Charlotte Seba, what's in independent bidder? Why Jane Mensa? And so, on the year, I call in social media, the year in I am voice outside. But my biggest thing is how civil society, clergy, a handful, judiciary, any more media for we in Amayeko, but the agreements are the econo. Anyhow, any the way any penny break, ever Krumanomno. Say, I'm sure after a year and 2 years, let nobody blame anybody. I am not naysayer, I am not me doomsday prophecy, but I foresee trouble ahead of us in this election because of the actions of the Electoral Commission.
Aye, Pablo. Obibaka say, Moko, Supreme Court, no, actually, Mochama Bekan say, Namukramunia dance. Jebia Baka say, oh, Moko, the Supreme Court now, Mokrama for dance and Quache Crown Revelation, never say, want me and quality.
It's not true, we didn't collect our results.
Oh, sir.
It's not true. Our case at the Supreme Court was that Jane Mensa should tell us how she arrived at 4 different results after they did declare Kufuor the president. Because results don't declare Kufuor the president on the 9th, no. On the 10th, Osasano. On the 15th, Okogazeti, Osasano. And the Oba Supreme Court, no, all the different results ever. That was the basis of our case there. She is the custodian of the pink sheet. We only have duplicates. One our original, no. Let's audit the original, pink sheet for pink sheet. Near how we have 4 different results, no. That was the basis of our case. So as you know, say a day a results by you, say a results about. That was not the basis of our case before the Supreme Court.
Wow. Okay. Now, say movie said yeah, say it intro echo yeah. What story does it tell? On the subsequent beer limited registration and after abattoir beton December 7.
Naturally, research proves that first time voters and Crawford almost half percent. If you are going to use the numbers on first time voters, I can confidently tell you that on the basis of that, this is not scientific, but based on research and interest, first time voters over 10 6 are likely to vote against the status quo because they feel that it's the first time when you have power. They are going to exercise that power, and to be able to exercise that power is to bring about change. Then you can say that the NDC will be very comfortable with the numbers. But most importantly, our concern is not just with that. The concern is with voter suppression and air costs. Because of the way I hear registration exercise. If it was done on electoral area basis, if the registration centers were closer to the people, we believe that a lot more people would have registered than the current numbers now. Because from all indications, that if registration numbers they are just targeted, based on the 2021 population census figures, which is about 1 million, 1.2 million in this exercise. But so far, the Kekako is not bad. But I believe strongly that would have even exceeded our limit if it was done in the community. Because, I told before about registration and electronic. And if during the day, you're never said you need the crowd. How then would you use his money? And at first, no, not control the ID card. It serves multiple purposes. And then voter ID card, and the only purpose it serves is to vote. It's very few people who even go and worry themselves and go and just control the now also in care cost. Non-fanfaka, non-registration center, non-codiki, not common sign deno. Then can say the crown computer and judgment, on time can not ready. You not come. So there's the political parties that are going around encouraging people, providing transport in some of the communities which are very far off double brand on control. And so I believe that on the basis of this, the NDC will still work. Nipali showed the only part of it. So we'll still send our messages to everybody. We'll still campaign to everybody, and we'll send our message of hope. As you said, most people will tilt towards the NDC and vote John Dramani Mahama as the next president of Ghana.
I say, Mami Musa, idea we see. Sir, nipa bi aba baby registration, but say wedding kwalaba. The issue wa me senka yemfa Ghana I say Ghana card emfa register no. Yan revisit bi mu na say yamani maintain say dey wo hoyi.
Right, Ghana card now. I say na omo try register nkoda. Your first start should be about 50 years and above. He said, no, Ghana card was not the solution to addressing the challenges of Nkoda register. The challenge lies with the data, your GS. According to your enrolling with school, the date of birth and the information, your GS. At the same time, birth and death registry, they say, almost data, and so almost upload a lot of their data. Nkoda, your warm, after the 18. Their data is with the NHI. The Greenhouse NHIA card. So we should be able to sync all this data. To the Electoral Commission on real-time basis. The board the board the information from Ghana Education Service should be able to pop up. And then quickly they should be able to verify that age when they can register with school. If you are 18, because at that time they do school, transfer. Because at that time transfer. You were going on the basis of school and on real age. And this will bring a stop to that study. It's a mono costing according to 18. But I have a word of advice for parents. The Oma Bahu Kwaya own the 18, what compromise in the future. Because that age is going to follow him, or because the code database where that age will follow him throughout his life. Meanwhile, and then his school certificate, 85. So now you have to find a way of reconciling the two. And then 10 cities is the 20s, the amount, What's there, I want you for the future. And I could have caused out, Mema who cry,
Campaign at the same. More campaign at the same.
And company the more than I don't, President Mama upon the home of the There's a campaign for the campaign afa. So could be you build the Ghana you want on your baby, you're second phase. But when you say junior baby, you better launch your manifesto. You launch your campaign, you better done with it. And what I also know is they're decentralizing and campaign. I know that I will be leading the youth campaign into the various regions because this election is mainly young people they be decided. But even that notwithstanding, you go so yeah, Juma, and we are making sure that our message will reach every house, every village, every community. The BBID will be from social media to men on the ground, knocking on doors and making sure that the message of hope are here torn. We in Ghana has become a hopeless state. You torn the message of hope and you need that so. The saying John Mama with his experience and Ubia YDP. When Ghana was challenged in 2013, when we had the economic crisis, gold prices, oil, in our film, we had to go back to Parliament on 2 different occasions to revise the budget. So Mama steered us out. As of 2016, the economy had recovered and was making progress. And in 2017, Ghana recorded the best time under this government. Not because government ready to be by it, because of the sound economic management policies that President Mama had by it. It started a campaign. But on your economic measure, but there could be a cast in there, but he's never spoken about the economy. I mean, as long as I say, Ubia Castro said, Utuabamano no Bano baby beer. It's the foundation of the economy. In this current state of the economy, we just be this food item amount of your trouble. So the economy is fixed. There is nothing any government can do. And Baumia, the economy, accredited or no. For 3 years, he's messed the economy up. And maybe on the story across the regions, you follow. The dear non-man which the economy after. But the basis of our livelihood, your bread and butter issue, and every other Ghanaian is the economy. And that is what John Mama is promising to about basic. There's no economic desire, and why you be paying? When Ghana was challenged in 2013-2014, every gold oil prices fall here, cocoa also fall here. We have seen us in the teacher Africa, and one year, the producers of this raw materials. President Mama, through the safety consensus and the thinking of good people like Ghana for your animal, and grow homegrown solutions, and here the control, IMF and those solutions yielded positive results. Everybody will be taking credit for it. And we all saw it and how it manifested. And this is the man who is still available to help fix the problems that they are confronted with. And so I am hopeful that John Mama will fix it and put Ghana back on the path of prosperity.
Now, youth know, I'm resonating with the message. Baby, the
biggest challenge confronting young people in this country is unemployment. And the NDC is talking about a 24-hour economy, which is going to restore and bring hope. The 24-hour economy now, I think it will be bring accommodate. It is just a trade-shift economy. In the Kwame, there were hospitals, the they say okayfm hospital. And then during the day, the hospital only runs, technically, most hospitals are supposed to run for 24 hours. That is what it is. But there is no legal framework I saw. It's the Local Hospital now, panel. Nurse for her, OPD, every staff, auxiliary staff, no be here. About 5 hours. Now, I have skeleton staff. About 5 hours, doctor upon, we have Dr. Jeff, any PCS on one. Lab upon, a year upon, you can't say, pharmacy upon. It will do on no man, who do also one, my OPD open about to nurse back. Or check out temperature, the doctor, no part, yes, sir. Samuel, there's a friend doctor, and Dr. Ambra. We are like a friend doctor, and Dr. Ambra. What we are saying is that we are coming up with a 24-hour policy. It will be backed by law. The legal framework will be established that every institution has got 24 hours, over 24 hours. Other institutions are any obligatory man, what sign on to over 24 hours and so on. There were incentives at the amount. It is a fat nurses then during the day, Nana, or just 1 shift now. As I say about the 3 shifts. What it simply means is that you have 30 nurses because first shift, second shift, and a third shift. In that, a criteria juma, Emma in Mebuno. 2, the nurses, 20, about the captain, not 20 more in your juma. What it simply means is that the government will get more tax. And mind you,
Uncle Pablo, nipa be so of the argument is say adeɛ is subject to demand and supply. Ebi adeɛ who produce demand ni was sa nti better na what mean 24/7 who produce a ɛyi no so better. Okay, all right.
Our hospitals operate 24/7 traditionally. I don't know staff in your normal. But if I are in the paper, probably I read by more for then I'm seeing around the Pazana to Yare. If the services are there, people who are access it. What goes on you pay? What goes on night market pay? What goes on you night market pay? When the people come and shop in the evening. 5 a.m., 4 a.m. Go for back, every 2 near my coffee, ready, so the demand is there. But because the environment has not been created, it looks like there is no demand. And so what we are saying is that once the legal framework is created, the sectors that are demand driven, and we've always said that the 24-hour economy is going to be led by demand, it's going to be demand driven. The sectors that are demand driven, we will make sure that it's there. Filling stations. But I may be a cast and fine so. But okay, me feet with about me do feel better 3 years. Maybe I'm a light as so. We started from time pay for pediatric people. No. Filling station be any kind of year juma. The chief was there, maybe I'm a yarifa, and I'm a buy quarter, I'm a quarter yarifa. You because me come in fear or maybe I'm a tear. I get you 4 inch me. You may be in a filling station be apple. But if there is a 24-hour economy and there are lights all over with the light cities we intend to build, now there is police presence everywhere. People here go on the filling station will show because you know that there are more police officers out there working, our more year patrols. And so that is what is going to solve the challenge of young people. The biggest problem is unemployment, and we intend to solve it with the 24-hour economy policy now. And you see, like I said, there was a 25 party here. What it means is that more taxes. Maybe near Juma. I'm going to tell you, I know to one of an about Mayor Juma. I'm going to baby, I don't be did. I'm going to baby, you don't be did. They quit one of an Amefaka. They quit me, you are Mefaka. They quit me, you are Mefaka. And so there is a trickle down effect into other sectors of the economy. And then this are demands. When people are working in the hospital every day, morning, afternoon, evening, there will be need for transportation morning, afternoon, evening. There will be need for food vendors morning, afternoon, evening. And so the demand driven, that is how it works. Nothing else, Kwame.
I see. Mami na wasipa na mi senya mpanso enfama. Mesme da wasipa. Yewra George Opare Addo, National Youth Organizer of the NDC. And you're not train coming K101.7. So in the
okayfm 101.7.